Chapter 23. I'm sure heaven is an unimaginably beautiful place. The only reason is you're there. Never once in Sio's life did he plan to lose those important to him. Sio never imagined a time without his mother or braced himself for the worst scenario. Sio wanted to be with his mother forever. Sio wanted her to witness every success of his. Sio wanted to hug her, take care of her, and live with her as he had always done. He hoped he had the chance to make everything better. Sio never imagined his life without his mother, not once. It's a typical day where everyone gathers, listens to the monks chanting, and looks at the black and white photo of the family's beloved woman. The consoling words and condolences can't lessen the numbness in his heart. Sio folds his hands over his chest, smiles faintly, and thanks his relatives and cousins attending the funeral. He then sits in front of the gold-rimmed white wooden coffin. It's the first time he feels like the sky is falling. It's not an exaggeration when they say losing your beloved people feels like your heart is missing. His chest feels tight and uncomfortable, his throat narrowing, making it hard to breathe, his hands and feet freezing as if they belong to a lifeless body. No matter how heartbroken he is, his mother will never come back. Seo reads the messages in front of him and slowly closes his eyes. Never return. His mother's journey this time will be long, and he has no idea when it will end. Maybe it's what they call forever. She will never return, never wake up. The day his mother passed away, she looked like she was asleep. He hopes this is just a dream, and his mother will smile at him when he opens his eyes like usual. She'll cook him delicious meals and tell him to not keep the food in his mouth the way he did when he still wore a student shirt and black shorts. Never be awake. No matter how much he recalls the memories, his mother will never be awake. No escape. And in reality, no one can escape from death. He is well aware of that face despite his breaking heart. Seo opens his eyes and wipes the tears off his cheeks, feeling the warmth from the hand holding his. He shifts his gaze to his boyfriend, whose eyes are just as red, and tries to put on a smile. Seo knows Cake is worried. He knows everyone is sad. He knows no one wishes to lose her. No one. On the last day of the funeral, the ceremony is over and the guests are gradually leaving after saying goodbye and hugging the family of the deceased. Cake walks his family off to their car. Meanwhile, Seo, Kia Pao, and Jehom are sitting in front of the coffin. They hold each other's hands tightly, their eyes on the photo of their mother. She still gives them a kind smile, still a mother to them as ever. Mama, I believe the place up there must be beautiful because it has you. You're there. It must be such a stunning place, right? Kia Pao, Seo calls his brother, blinking his tears away to clear his vision. Jehom, hmm? They both reply, simultaneously squeezing their brother's hands. They need to be strong in this situation, not only for themselves or their brother, but for their mother and family. Do you think Mama can hear us? Do you think she can see us? Tonhom presses her lips together and pats her brother's hand. She'll always watch over us. She's not leaving us. She's with you, me, and Jehom. Mama is still with us. Long Pao smiles gently, wiping Seo's tears. As long as we think of Mama, she will never be gone. Seo nods, sniffling. He doesn't want his mother to hear him crying. Don't leave me here, pal. Jehom, don't go far away from me. None of us can be gone. Long Pao and Ton Hom hold each other's gazes before embracing their youngest sibling tightly. Unable to suppress their tears, they close their eyes and stroke his head and back in comfort. We won't go anywhere. We'll be with you, take care of you, and be your home. Tonham whispers and kisses her brother's forehead. The middle child smiles gently and wipes his brother's tears, though he's also crying. We're going to be fine. We'll be okay. Trust me. Seo nods repeatedly, hugging his brother and sister tightly, his eyes closed, leaning into his family's embrace. He looks up at the photo of his mother and smiles despite his tears trickling down. It's okay to cry, right, Mama? I can still smile. I'm a great person. I can take care of myself. I can take care of Hia Pao and Jehom. Watch me, Mama. On the cremation day, after the ceremony ends and they walk around the crematorium thrice, Seo hands out sandalwood flowers to the guests at the foot of the stairs, with Kung and Toffee helping out. You. Kung follows Seo to the car to help him carry the last sandalwood flower box. Seo turns his head and lifts his eyebrows. Oh, why are you following me? I'll help you. There's only one. I can handle it. The tall guy ignores him and takes the box. How many kilograms? The box? I don't know. I mean your weight. How many have you lost? You've gotten so much thinner, you know. Kung points out, walking back to the crematorium with his friend. Kay complained about how you didn't eat well. I'm not hungry. I understand, but try to eat more. Everyone's worried about you. Yeah, thank you. Kung nods, occasionally glancing at you. You. Hmm? You have Fee and me. Thank you so much, Kung. The smaller guy smiles. Kung smiles back, hoping Sia will be cheerful again soon. Kung halts as he almost bumps into the guy in front of him. Seo suddenly freezes, and Kung nearly can't stop walking in time. Why did you stop? As Seo stands oddly still, Kung steps up and gets startled by Seo's extremely shocked expression. Ew. Ha! Seo mumbles, biting his lip hard. He marches to his brother and sister at the table next to the stairs. He remembers that man's face well. Even if he's gotten terribly older than the last time they met, Seo never forgets those eyes. That man turns to him and cracks a delighted smile. CEO, says the low voice. The man steps toward CEO, but CEO hides behind Ton Hong immediately, taking the man aback. Long Pao licks his lips nervously. He turns to his brother and places his hand on his back. You. Yeah, Pao, Home. Why is he here? Why did he come here? You, come down. Ton Hong quickly says, noticing her little brother's red eyes. She speaks to the man who just got here politely. Let's talk later. Please deliver your sandalwood flower first. Long Pao shoots a meaningful glance at Cake, and Cake comes to CEO right away. Get to the crematorium with me. CEO presses his lips together in hesitation, then nods when Kung and Toffee take his arms to usher him. The man has never shown up in 10 years. Why now? CEO doesn't understand. The black smoke blows out of the chimney and dissipates into the sky. Seo watches it disappear in the wind as if he can see his mother's smile appearing amid the black foggy curtain. Her face is still beautiful in his memory. Heaven must be comfortable and pleasant, he hopes. Seo gazes at the smoke at the top of the stairs, waiting until the sky is bright without a trace of his beloved mother. He sighs and turns his head when he feels a warmth slipping into his palm. Kate gives him a smile as he squeezes his hand. No words are needed. His eyes convey his feelings perfectly. CEO, Donham calls, approaching him. He turns to his sister and spots a man keeping a distance behind at the tails of his eyes. I wanna go home. Licking her lips, the oldest child of the family hesitates before saying, Do you want to talk to Pa? No, I don't. There's nothing to say. Ew. Long Pao calls his brother softly. Why do you care to talk to him? Why aren't you angry? Seo says hoarsely, his eyes visibly flickering. Mama died because of smoke from his cigarettes. Long Pao takes a deep breath, feeling a pang in his chest. He understands his brother's feelings because he's just as hurt, but still, he's our pa, Eel. The one who never came back to us? Seo whispers, I don't want to talk to him. Long Pao lets out a sigh, stealing a glance at his father waiting over there. When he looks at his brother's face, he thinks this is not the ideal time to talk, so he turns to the other boy. Cake, take CEO home. Jehom and I will take care of everything here. Sure. Cake takes CEO's hand and nods. Come with me. My mom will drive us home. What about you and Jehom? CEO asks his brother in worry, squeezing Cake's hand back. I'll catch up with you later. Let me talk to Pa first. CEO is about to protest, but Cake tightens his grip to stop him. The smaller guy shifts his eyes to his boyfriend and sighs in surrender. Okay, get home safe, good boy. Jehom and I will be home quickly. Long Pao smiles, stroking his brother's cheek. CEO nods and waves them goodbye before following Cake to his family's car. Tonhom and Long Pao arrive home in the evening and go upstairs to shower and get changed. They come back down to have dinner quietly. The atmosphere is unusually lonely without their guardian. The dining table is in silence, with no one saying a word until they finish the meal. Finally, the sister asks her brothers to tidy their mother's room together. Cake sighs deeply, trying to stay composed as he locks the door for the three siblings. Everything has happened and ended so fast in the span of over 2 weeks. The time too short to make peace with it. Cake opens the door of Netnapa's room and is taken aback to see CEO sitting on the bed with Hia Pao and Jehom standing by his side. All of them are weeping, shaking all over. They'd been crying all day, so Cake didn't expect them to burst into tears again after coming down. Cake, recently arriving, has no idea what to do. He can only step forward, squats on the floor, takes CEO's hand and gazes up. Ew. CEO sobs, ignoring the tears streaming down his cheeks. Cake! Yes. There are tons of pills under the pillow and in the drawer. CEO's quivering voice makes his siblings turn their faces in the opposite ways to hide their tears and weakness from their little brother. Ew, Cake whispers. He hugs CEO and positions his head on his shoulder. Mama must have been in pain for ages and suffered from the coughing fits. She knew it all along, but wouldn't tell us. She took care of me when I got sick, but why did I never know she was ill? Why did I let her fight it alone? Seo says, crying, sobbing aloud, as though he wishes to suppress nothing. He looks so heartbroken that his siblings can't stand it. They hug him and cry together like little kids. The older ones keep saying, it's okay, despite their flowing tears. They come down a while later. CEO, hiccuping like a child after bowling, goes to his bedroom after saying goodnight to his siblings. Cake exhales in worry. He's about to follow his boyfriend, but Long Pao stops him. Cake. Yes. Cake spins around. Long Pao's eyes are all red. Long Pao props his hand on Cake's shoulder. I leave you to you. He cried in his sleep throughout the night. Sure, I'll take care of him. About Pa. Cake presses his lips together and gulps when the topic is brought up. Do you have the same thought as CEO? I honestly have no clue. The older man heaves a sigh. I'm actually angry too. Pa was the reason Mama ended up this way. But I see no point in being mad. Mama is not here anymore. Long Pao pauses and rubs his face. Pa is still Pa. He's the only Pa to me, Jehom, and Seal. I understand, Cake says, holding Long Pao's eyes to assure him he knows what he means. I don't expect you to talk to Pa normally like before or think of him as a family, but I hope you won't live with the anger or hatred. Mama wouldn't be happy about that. I'll talk to him. I'll leave it to you, says Long Pao. Jehom and I tried to convince him. We don't know who else can help us if not you. Cake nods in acknowledgement. I'll try. Long Pao smiles and pats Cake's shoulder. Thank you for loving CEO. Craig presses his lips together. It's normal for CEO's family to say this, as it's clear he and CEO have always loved each other as best friends and brothers. But today, Long Pao's eyes reflect something else. The meaning differs from before. I'll take care of CEO the best I can. So does his answer. His love with CEO no longer holds one meaning as before. Cake opens the door and spots CEO sitting on his bed. He looks up at Cake and pouts. Where have you been? You took so long. He whines. I was talking to Hia Pao, answers the bigger guy. He gets on the bed, leans against the pillow, and spreads his arms for the boy resting on his chest. Sleepy? CEO shakes his head. No. Can we talk? No. The smaller guy shoots, no knowing what it's about. If you're going to talk about that, I won't. Cake sighs, already predicting the rejection. Talk to me, good boy. No. You, Cake says softly. Please? No. Theo frowns. He doesn't want to hear Cake's pleading voice. Please? Please, you? Theo presses his lips together as Cake whispers, pecks his temple, and kisses his cheek twice. Why is he being unfair again? Please, sweetheart. Say what you have to say. I'll listen. Cake smiles and embraces his boyfriend, stroking his arm. Can you stop being mad at your pa? No. Wait, don't answer so quickly. It's a no. You don't need to love him as much as before, but can you not be mad? Theo clutches Cake's shirt, his thoughts messy in his head. He has to pull himself together to organize his words. I only recall asking him to quit smoking when I was a kid. Cake gulps. He goes silent when Theo speaks with a tone of voice that shuts his mouth. I asked him to quit smoking with my cards on Father's Day. I asked him to quit on his birthdays. I told him I loved him, that I was worried about him. I tried all sorts of ways, afraid something would happen to him. You know how dangerous cigarettes are? Hugh presses his lips together. He holds back his tears, trying not to cry again. His eyes already hurt so much. I asked him to stop, but he never cared. I told everyone in my family to stay away from Bao when he smoked, but I knew nothing. I wasn't aware of the pollutants third-hand smoke. Theo buries his face in Cake's chest. Had I been smarter, Mama would have been fine. Cake tightens his hug and showers Theo's head with kisses, feeling terribly sorry for his boyfriend. It's not your fault. Your mama is in a better place now. Don't blame yourself, please. The more you blame yourself, the more I feel hurt. Hia Pao and Jehom are also hurt, and if your mama knew, she would be hurt as well. Cake exhales, rocking CEO gently. Stop blaming yourself, okay? I'm begging you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Cake smiles. Don't do it again, okay? Okay, Seal mumbles. He pulls away slightly to meet eyes with the guy embracing him. I'm mad at Pancake. I've wondered why he has to be my dad lots of times. I'm such a terrible child, right? The way I see it, our parents are humans. They can make mistakes and wrong decisions. Cake says softly. When they do something wrong, it's normal for us to be upset, hurt, and angry. It's the same as when the children do something awful, make bad decisions, or misbehave. Even if the parents are angry, they can't hate them, right? Do you hate your pa? Theo presses his lips together. He finds out he's crying when Cake wipes his tears. Do you hate him? The smaller guy shakes his head and shuts his eyes. Stop being mad at your pa. Let go of the past. Leave it. Cake brushes off the tears trickling down the other guy's face. Theo is kind and soft-hearted. Cake knows Theo is simply sad, not angry to the point he wouldn't speak to his father as he claimed. Have a proper conversation with your pa. You don't need to see or talk to him often, but don't leave each other with resentment. Your mama is gone. Aren't you relieved your pa is still in this world? Theo presses his lips together tightly, with tears streaming down his face. Cake is the most unfair. He's been unfair since birth. His words always touch Theo's heart. Don't cry, good boy. Cake's voice always sounds pleasant. Let's talk to your pa together tomorrow. Please, he's come this far. Okay. Theo has no choice but to yield. Thank you. Theo holds Cake's gaze and thanks him back. Everything feels light when Cake is here. Who else would beg and thank him for something unrelated to them? Cake has nothing to do with this, but Theo understands. Cake wouldn't have done it if he hadn't loved Theo. Even though he said he wasn't mad and agreed to talk, Theo still doesn't know what expression he should put on when sitting opposite his father. He can't even make eye contact with him. The atmosphere is painfully awkward. Theo wishes Cake was here, not understanding why he decided to wait somewhere else. There's no need to be thoughtful in this situation. Theo sits quietly between Hia Pao and Jerome, wondering why everyone is chatting as if nothing has ever happened. Why are they talking as if their mama didn't die because his pa smoked? Lost in thought, Theo jumps when someone taps his arm. He turns his head to his brother and swallows when he listens to his brother's words. Jerome and I will be out first. Catch up with us when you're done talking. But I'll wait outside. Long Pao smiles gently and pats his little brother's head, giving him encouragement through his eyes. His brother's expression makes Theo unable to protest. He can only nod and sadly watch his siblings exit the restaurant. See you. The low voice almost startles him more than earlier. Theo instantly turns his head and meets eyes with the person in front of him. This is his first time in nearly 10 years looking at his father clearly. The man has less hair and paler skin than the last time he saw him. His skin is wrinkly and dull, not firm and healthy as in the past, and his long eyes turn yellow as his old. He's surprisingly aged. Theo clenches his fists. His heart awfully hurts. I'm sorry, is the first thing his father tells him today. I learned everything. It's my fault. I know I was the cause of it all. It's inevitable that you're angry and hate me, the old man says softly, casting his eyes down, unable to face his youngest child. His heart is filled with guilt. If I could trade my life with your mama's, I wouldn't hesitate. Theo presses his lips together tightly, his vision blurring because of his tears. That's not what I think. The father looks up, his eyes slightly widening when he sees his son's tears. He moves his hands awkwardly, then gets a grip and pushes a box of napkins forward. Don't cry, son. The more his father speaks, the harder he cries. He's been crying a lot for days. How will his mother stop being worried? That's not my thought, says CEO, trying his face. He breathes in deeply and locks his gaze on his father, trying to stay strong even if he still feels like crying. I'm mad at you about that, but I never wish you traded your life with Mama's. Are you disappointed that I'm your dad? CEO presses his lips together. To object would be a lie. When I was a kid, I never asked for anything from you. I never asked for toys or extravagant things. There was only there was the only thing I always asked for at every festival, every important day, every chance. I asked you to quit smoking. I asked you to take care of your health. I asked you to love yourself. I asked you to be with me for a long time. Having suppressed his feelings for ages, Seo pours his heart out. It was to the point that I asked myself several times if you didn't love me. Was that why you never did as ask? You never cared about the only request I had brought up hundreds of times with determination. You never did. I never wanted you to be like or more than anyone else. I simply hoped you love yourself, Mama, Hia Pao, Jehom, and me enough to stop hurting yourself and us with your worthless cigarettes. You. That was all I ever asked, and you never cared. Sio's fists tremble. In the end, not only did you leave us, but you took Mama away from me. If I said I wasn't disappointed, it would be a lie. Silence falls upon them the moment CEO finishes. They drop their gazes to their hands with tears falling down. The dust of sadness has been stirred, turning the water turbid. The pain is on par with getting stabbed in the heart. I'm sorry for being the worst father. I'm sorry my actions contradicted my words, the old man says softly. But I love you so much. I'm not angry with you, says CEO, and I don't hate you. Thank you, son. CEO takes a deep breath, holding the tears forming puddles in his chest and swallowing the sadness down his throat. He loves his father as much as it hurts. From now on, if you have a problem, struggle, or need help, you can contact me anytime. When I get a job, I'll send money to you every month. It's okay, son. I don't want a single coin from you. I'm happy enough that you talk to me. Just take it in Mama's stead. Please accept it for me. His father presses his lips together and wipes his tears with the back of his hand. He nods. Thank you, CEO. Thank you too for visiting us, CEO says, trying his best to steady his quivering, ragged voice. He slowly exhales and continues. I'm leaving now. Hia Pao and Jehom are waiting. His father nods, and they both rise. When CEO pays him respect and gets ready to turn around, the man stops him. CEO. He shifts his gaze to his father. Yes? Can I hug you once? CEO stops and thinks, swallowing bitter lump in his throat and struggling to breathe. But when he looks at his father's eyes the way they're fading due to his age, not as bright and lively as before, he nods slowly and steps into the big arms holding him close. The person he can't have no matter how much he wants him is the same person he can't stop loving despite his anger. Seo wraps his arms around his father's back, letting tears trickle down his cheeks and seep into the man's shirt. You've gotten so much thinner, Pa. You're smaller than the last time we hugged. Unlike the tall, strong father that carried me on his neck with one hand. Seo closes his eyes as the memory replays in his mind. He remembers it well. You're my hero, Pa. He remembers how much he felt when he said that. End of chapter 23. 30.